Hello and welcome to the next episode of the Interlocking Loops Flosstube. My name is Angela, your host. This is a YouTube video about cross stitch and my other crafty pursuits. And I thought I'd do a quick one today. It's Sunday, June 6th, 2021. Welcome to everyone today. It's been a beautiful day here. We got to about 85 degrees and I live in the Midwest, USA. Let's talk a little bit about cross stitch. Let's see. Last we talked, it was Stitch Mania, and I had lots of plans for the month. And I'll show you what I got accomplished and where I fell a little bit short too. But all right, first thing that's finished. I actually started this in the month of April for the Blackbird Weekend Sal. Sing of Song of Seasons by Blackbird Designs. I did make some changes. All right. So you can see there's a border, and there's a dog. I say that because I went with the main flowers. And I like that in the greens and the blues. It's stitched 2 threads over one on coffee tea dyed Ada. And I really rather like it. I did like the border, but I knew there were aspects of it that I wasn't going to do the date at the bottom or the dog. I wasn't going to do the initials. So I just decided just go ahead and go with something else. So eventually that'll be on my wall. But it's nice to have a finish. So I've been kitting up a lot of things too, which I do find fun in that as well. The next thing for the most recent Blackbird Weekend Sal, I worked on Sweet Summer Come Again by Blackbird Designs. Now inside this there's actually 2 patterns. There's this main one, and there's a one with a bird with it to make a needle roll. I did the main one. Now check out the basket. I say that because yes, I did change the pattern yet again. The pattern mentions fancy floss as well as DMC conversion, and I did the DMC conversion, and of course I changed the basket. On coffee tea dyed Ada, 2 threads over one. Isn't that pretty? I really do like that. So what I did with the basket is I took the 2 threads and a block of a 3 by 3 and did just big large X's, cross stitches with the 2 colors that it called for in the basket. So I don't know how well you can kind of see that up front, but I think it looks okay. And it was faster and I wanted to finish. So the 2 colors of the strawberries, let me think. The conversion from Weeks Dye Works Aztec Red is DMC 347. And then the Weeks Dye Works Cayenne conversion was DMC 815. So those are the 2 reds. I think it looks beautiful. I'm halfway tempted to go ahead and start the needle roll with the bird, but I haven't yet. I did want to say one of the things I have worked on was Lori Holt has a tutorial for design boards, and I like to have a design board in every bag. Or some kind of bitsy bob or something to corral the threads. So I made several of them per the Lori Holt tutorial on YouTube. So I've got in all the pretty colors. I've got some that's in Patriotic. Yeah, I went a little bit crazy, but I could do all of these with one foam core board. So most of them are 6 by 6. There were a few that weren't as big. Once you cut the rest, the remaining ones were closer to 4 by 5, but they're going to work just fine. So if you're at all interested, check that YouTube video of Lori Holt's, and I just used bias tape around the edges. It was already made, and I bought that at Hobby Lobby, and all the pretty colors that I liked. And here's kind of a basic selection, and I have a navy one somewhere, must be in the bag. Anyway, it takes more hot glue than you think it does. I had to go back and get more hot glue, but it worked out great and they'll be perfect for what I need. So, alright, let's go back to the cross stitch. Another finish, what I started and finished for Stitch Mania, I'm slowly working on the Heart in Hand series Square dance. I've done January through July. I know I did July's last year for Stitch Mania, and I had planned and actually kitted up for August with all the beehives. I changed the colors pretty much entirely from what they had. Coffee tea dyed. I brightened it up a little bit, as August to me is a very sunny month. If I had easy access to a small flower that looked like a sunflower, I would have put it in here too. So, but I like that. So 2 threads over 1. Same theme about the coffee tea dyed Ada. I really do like that. I haven't fully finished any of the square dance ones because my plan is when I get them all finished, I'm going to finish them all the same way and use magnets and just be able to interchange that out. And I'm afraid I'm going to change my mind exactly how I want to finish them when I've got part of them done. So I want to go ahead and finish all of them. And September is cute. I'm not sure when I'll start that, but see those cute little chickens? Those are adorable. So, and this stitched up is less than 3 inches by 3 inches. So it is a very quick start and finish. So all right, get my organizational process going here a little bit. All right, so those are the finished ones. Let's talk about things I've worked on that are not finished. What I worked on today and intermittently, and I still have flosses everywhere. The Basket of Cherries, Garden Club Series number 1. I just love how that looks. I love the bird, I love the cherries, I love the whole thing. So I'm stitching all of it on this one. This one looks kind of like a hot mess because I've still got threads everywhere. But the bag, I have it in the design board I bought from Fat Quarter Shop, doesn't fit in it, which is why I wanted to make some that are smaller so they would fit and I could zip it in there. All right, so far this is what I have accomplished. I do not have most of the basket done. I just got the outline done. I have the little bird at the bottom done. Then I have the bird at the top, and he's got a cherry in his mouth, and I'm working my way around. So I really enjoy working on this. So this is what I probably will be fairly monogamous on and get it finished before we talk again. So I really like that one. Yes, yes, yes. All right, so the next whip that I started and got partway through during Whip Mania was Stitching with the Housewives Flower Market. I love that pink truck. How cute is that? So this is on 14 count chalkboard black from Down Sunshine Lane. I know you can buy it from a variety of different places. I don't have a good background so you can't, hopefully you can see that pretty well. So that's coming along well. And I think once the Basket of Cherries is done, I'll get this one done next. That's my goal because it is adorable. I bought a variety. They had a sale not that long ago, and I know I bought several of their patterns at 20% off. It must have been for Mother's Day, I think. And they're just cute. They're all pretty fast. And as long as Down Sunshine Lane has plenty of the chalkboard black 14 count Ada, I'm good to go. Then I started Flea Market Flowers. Now, I'm not doing mine like everybody else seems to be doing theirs. Isn't that a beautiful pattern? So that actually makes a fairly big piece when finished, when you stitch all of it. But I've chosen not to do that. I'm going to make a few small pillows out of it and not do the whole thing. But I love the colors. So that's by Lori Holt, Be in My Bonnet. I bought it off a Fat Quarter Shop. And I'm stitching that on 16 count Ivory Ada, all in DMCs. I bought the kit from Fat Quarter Shop, the flosses and the pattern rather. So aren't those colors pretty? I mean, who wouldn't want to stitch anything that's got such pretty colors on it? Here's my start. This little bit. So I'm making a few pillows. I'm starting here. So I have this flower done and this little stems in the middle. Then this part of the flower will be next. And I think I'm going to go to here for my first one. And then I'm not sure what one I'll do next. If I'll do an accompanying one similar over here. But these two in these corners are kind of calling to me. And I've actually considered getting some 10 count fabric and using like 4 strands to make those bigger. I think they'd look cute in a display on these little flower pillows. Oh, there's a picture of it again. Isn't that pretty? Yes. So, with any luck, next time we talk, I'll have at least one of the pillows done. Yes, I've got one of my design boards with just how I tend to keep it. It looks a little bit crazy, but it does curl out the threads pretty well. So, all right, I want to make sure everything gets back in the bag it comes with, so I won't lose anything or misplace anything as we go. All right, so I had a couple others I wanted to start, and I didn't get much of a start on these next two at all. If you thought the other one wasn't a whole lot, this is even less. But this one is Patriotic Poppies, and I've wanted to stitch this for a year. And I'll be stitching on this quite a bit in the month of July because it's patriotic. I like to stitch during the patriotic times, and hopefully I'll get it finished the month of July. Okay, so there's a little bit of a glare, but cute sheep pulling the wagon that's got all the flowers. We've got the alphabet, all this. Take a good look at that because yes, I changed it. All right, you can't tell now because I don't have much started. I started in the corner, and here's the grass and part of the wheel and the back of the wagon. That's all I have accomplished. Stitching. I'm gonna put my glasses on. I think it's just 1 strand on 18 count. Nope, it's 2 strands. Must be 16 count fabric. Doing part, it looks like most of them are the called for fancy floss colors on the pattern. I didn't want it to be so big. So that's why I'm getting rid of the alphabet. I'm actually moving the flag to a different spot. And I'm getting rid of this alphabet stuff up here. So with any luck, I'll get that done the month of July. I have big plans. I've had a recent increased boost in creativity, which had been pretty low. I've had a job change and it's been very stressful. And now that seems to be leveling off, I'm feeling pretty creative. So another thing that I wanted to get a start on for the month is the May wordplay by Brenda Gervais. And I'm stitching that with 1 thread on 18 count because I do want to make it smaller. And I've done the other ones. I've done December and January through April already finished. Not fully finished, but finished into pillows is the plan. I'm stitching this on 18 count natural. It looks kind of oatmeal-y. You put it up to white. You can kind of get an idea of the difference in the color. So I've got a decent start on it. But then I got distracted by the Blackbird Designs patterns. So I don't know that I will even get this done in June, but I may get it worked on some toward the end of the month of June. But yeah, I don't have a huge start on that either, and I'm not using the called for flosses at all. I'm kind of hit and miss and digging from my stash. A little bit, I've got, I don't know, probably 30 different colors of DMC and some fancy flosses all in this bag to kind of pull from, and I'm just going to pull as I go. All of them need just a little bit. None of them require. Some of her pillows, monthly word plays, have maybe a bigger solid section or a wagon or something that it's more noticeable if you are not using the fancy floss, but this and pretty much everything is pretty small motifs on there, and I don't think anybody's gonna notice one way or the other. So I will say I was defeated. I'd hoped to start the Little House Needleworks Next in Series ABC's pattern. I say that, I did the winter one, and I love that. It was my favorite of the 4, and it's done. Then I thought I would start the spring ABCs, and then spring was getting away from me, and I didn't get a chance to get it done. It's cute. I eventually will do it. But I thought, okay, well, if I'm not going to get that done, then I'll go with the summer ABCs and get that started for the month of May for Stitch Mania. I have no flosses in here, no fabric in the bag. I do not have any needles in here. I have the pattern, a Betsy Bob, and a pair of scissors. So here's the summer one. Try to keep the glare off. They're apples, watermelon. I'll take it out of the package. It'll be a little bit easier to see without the glare. But it's adorable. I don't know when I'm going to get it stitched, though. Yes, let's see. There's ice cream, cherries, a little bee skip down here at the bottom. Isn't that adorable? So, I don't know. Time. Where's time? I need more time. So maybe I'll get that started in August. Maybe it will wait till later in the year. Or maybe I'll try to catch it next year. I don't know how that's going to go, but I've got it slightly kitted up. So if I added, I think I'm going to do just flosses from my stash and probably not order any. And but I do think I have the fabric already purchased. I bought that from Misty Purcell from Luminous Fiber Arts. So I already have the fabric for it. So I just don't have it in the bag. We'll see. So that was kind of a fail that I didn't get at least it started, but I did get some other things done. I need to be happy with that. I have started back to trying to do a little more walking, which does take time. I just overall in general don't have as much time to do any of the crafting things, but I have a whole lot of stuff I want to do. Exciting. So I haven't really bought a ton of stuff, but I have bought some fabric. My daughter and I were in Walmart, and Emma and Mila collection, summer collection, 1 yard. I don't know. She pointed out she thought it was cute, and I don't know what I would do with it, but I mean, make a project bag, but isn't that cute? All summer. Hot dogs, watermelon, corn on the cob. So I bought that. And then I'm always drawn to cherries, and I'll show you that here in a minute too. So here's another 1 yard cut, pre-cut from Walmart as well. I believe it's in the same, summer collection of Emma and Mila. All right, so then I was at Hobby Lobby, and I happened to notice on a week the fabric was not on sale, some fabric that I like the looks of. So I went back on Saturday, it was on sale, and I made a purchase. So I'm going to make project bags out of this. I love blue and yellow. To me that looks very clean. So that, I got a yard of that. Cherry Strike again, yard of cherry fabric. Oh. And then a yard of like garden produce. So eventually I'm going to be using Celeste Creates, has a video on floss. I don't know if it's a Flosstube video, but it's a video on YouTube about how to make her project bags that seem like it's maybe a little bit simpler than having to work with vinyl, even though I do love the vinyl front. I do like to take a break from that once in a while, and I think I'm going to use that pattern to make 3 project bags out of this fabric. So I'll have at least one of each. And then who knows what I could do with the rest. So that's pretty much it. I don't have any big plans for the month of June as far as to start anything new. I just want to keep trucking along on the ones that I already have started. I feel like I'm not that far away from getting this next Blackbird Designs one's done. And I'm starting to get a little more urge to knit. I've ordered some yarn I made a sweater, the Soldotna crop. It's a colorwork crop top with real short sleeves. I made one of those for my daughter a couple years ago, and she really likes it. Anyway, I thought I'd take the same pattern, use some different yarn, and maybe make another one. And I've ordered the yarn, and it's not here yet. So I'm getting the urge to be creative that way too. So that's kind of what's going on. I've made some soap here lately. That eventually will be in the Etsy shop, and that's Ridgedale Farms on Etsy. You'll find also single skein project bags for knitting, as well as yarn from our naturally colored sheep. But I think for the most part, that's it for now. I'd like to come up with a way to use some of our beeswax to make thread wax for waxing your threads, but I haven't managed to get the size of the container and the mold figured out. Otherwise, that's it for now. Hopefully you guys feel creative too, and the weather's good where you are. I know today is a lovely day, and when I'm done, I'm probably going to get a glass of water and go sit it on the deck. It's beautiful. I know we're supposed to be up to 90, in the 90s, 93, I think, on Thursday. Chance of thunderstorms as it gets warmer. So I think summer has really arrived. We had a slightly cooler for the most part in May, and now we're starting off with a bang and it being a little warmer than usual. But you know, it does vary year after year. And all right, well, happy crafting. We'll talk later. Bye-bye.